demons and fellow weird ones, and let's drink some moon juice mixed with rock oracle, mixed with, I don't know how I'm merging any of this or how I'm conducting any of this. It's me, it's Sarah, it's Melanoe, it's Weird Curations, it's the podcast I started, it's the magazine I'm working for, it is my weird little world, my web of weird, just all in one space. We'll see how it continues to evolve, follow along to know where to find all of it. I love breadcrumbs everywhere, but it's just a never-ending evolution, which is just a beautiful creative process. It's art and just all of the fun things when you're in a creative field, which is part of why I love doing this. I get to work with some really cool people. I get to support the arts, which I feel like is the life within humanity. Not to get too cheesy or be on my soapbox, but I can really get into my feels about what all of this means to me, and I'm just really excited. It is a full moon, Sagittarius moving into Capricorn, a Capricorn full moon, and there's the release of Freaky Wilderness's new music video. So tying it all in to what is today's episode. Today's episode is episode 2 of the series, of this Rock Oracle series that I'm doing. Like I said, follow along for the unfolding, the processing of how this is going to come together in a structured essence, in the proper categories and breakdowns and all of those Capricorn and Earth sign themes. And it's also Mercury retrograde, I believe. I don't know, there's a lot of shit going on, and it's just kind of very obvious. But that's what I love about Michael and Freaky Wilderness. There is this psychedelic funk essence to them, an aspect to them, and I just love that I can indulge in magic in this way. I love when I connect all of these dots. So this is a huge passion of mine, to just psychoanalyze and break down the symbolism, the meaning, the feeling, and the significance of what art represents in a culture. So I love it. A Gemini, Michael, a Gemini. I need to get into the astrology of your whole band, super break you guys down. That would just be fun. The astrology side of it is just for me. That is my symbolism. That's my language of symbols. Just like hieroglyphs are their own symbol or language. Everything is its own language. But there's so many different ways that you can feel into art, and so I hope you can follow along where I talk about a variety of perspectives within it. I use astrology a lot, but that doesn't mean that I'm only talking about astrology. And I also want to, because I love astrology so much, I love bridging, which is Sagittarius, right? I love bridging that philosophy and intertwining it and all of these other philosophies that I have just, again, indulged myself within. All of this is really, really fun. Sarah, Melanoe, whoever the fuck you are, how does this all tie together? Well, Michael is one of the smartest people I know. He's a professor at, is it NYU? I don't remember. I know that he does so many things. He's just an amazing person. I just don't know how accurately I can tell you all the details. But I do know we've had so many beautiful, insightful, philosophical conversations through Instagram, how our friendship has evolved. And so I look forward to knowing since I know who Michael is and I've understood him on a deeper level, he sent me things to read as, I was a young lady in my 20s. He definitely took on a teacher role. And for those who, read my articles at Rock Oracle, I wrote a piece, which I talked about in the last podcast. I talked about my love for Carissa and the Sagittarius. My Sagittarius, she is my love of my life, right? Well, I have a significant ninth house placement, which is with Sagittarius, but my Pluto is in Sagittarius in the 6th house. And so all of that just kind of keeps coming together in this correlation with this moon, and how far do we want to go down that rabbit hole? Depends on how much you want to indulge me and digest me later. Feel like it can be a lot. And so anyway, with all of that, those philosophical bridges is what I'm trying to present to you. So in that article, I brought my 5th grade teacher. He has recently reached out, and I got this beautiful love letter in return. I haven't replied to yet in Aquarian fashion. I will get to it when I can really sit and honor and like pour my heart into my response. And sometimes life gets busy, but it's also really important to remember to do those things. You know, life and experience is more important than any work you could do. Capricorn, full moon release. So this is not only work. This is my love letters, me honoring and taking my time to pour love into the world, and I'm using a collective medium because I want to share that with those who are aligned with it. And Michael has been one of those people. My teacher, Dan Chikello, he was one of those people. I don't know what Mr. Chikello's astrology is or anything. I would not be surprised if there were Sagittarius placements, just because of like that role, that leadership, adventurous, philosophical role on an intellectual plane that both of these men have represented. I just think is just like really fascinating, and I've been blessed to have been under their wing in some sense. Like, I didn't pay the university fee. I met Michael at a random bowling alley in Farmington, fucking New Mexico, because of a Skinwalker TV thing that they were doing for Ghost Adventures. It was just such a fun story. The story of becoming is just so fun. The random day-to-day moments are so fun, and that's also what Sagittarius reminds you of. It's the joy, the optimism, the play. And Gemini is really good in their sister sign at communicating that. So I love this this divine alignment, especially because remembering the moon in which the album was released, and it's track 7. It is track 7 on the album Immeasurable Heaven, which I did a album review and deep dive into that as well. Another love letter, just because I want to inspire more people to create, because like, I don't know if Michael is aware. I hope he is. I hope everyone in Freaky Wilderness is aware of the impact that they're making, no matter what plane it is. Like, the seed that was planted on me as an impressionable young 20-something with a very genuine, healthy, like, male, masculine role model experience. It wasn't any, like, you can hear people twist and turn all of these, like, stories, all right? But the truth is, this was just a human connection that is random and indescribable, undefinable. It's magic, and I think that that's really cool. I just met this cool human who knew how to be a human, crazy, a fellow human who knew how to be a human, and we connected, and it was just the most genuine, nurturing relationship. And so track 7 is important because I have a Capricorn Mercury in the 7th house. It's a Capricorn full moon. 7th house is ruled by Libra. Libra is justice and balance. It's also my north node. And all of these other themes that we can go into. Oh gosh, I could talk about so much going on in all of this and what this represents, and the timing, all of the pop culture moments that I've been witnessing on TikTok. Oh my goodness, the spiritual community freaking out. It is definitely a intense emotional healing release. This is a big wave if you're ready to ride it. And so I just think that it's really beautiful that this video that I haven't watched the full video. I see clips on Instagram, I've been like sharing that, and I'm like super excited. I know that their kiddos represent like the younger versions of the band. Sagittarius, as I have been taught, is a huge inner child, sacral chakra essence and energy. So more divine alignment that I think is just really fun. So I love the symbolism of the collective inner child healing and artistic adventure that we are all grabbing by the horns, which is just like really exciting. We're moving into a creative world, and the world might seem doom and gloom, and it might seem like impossible and dreary, and the end of the world is coming, and I think a lot of people are they're getting lost in the darkness in a lot of ways. But I just wanted to encourage people that the forest might be dark. It might be a big Snow White. It might be a big, spooky, scary story, like, or scene of the story where you're in this like forest. But not everything is what it seems. And maybe they're just like very friendly forest creatures coming to sing with you. People creating art. There are lights everywhere. Look for the stars. All of those special things, because I wasn't really paying attention. When Michael came into my life, I was under a lot of stress. I have a lot of intense, just not just autopilot cycles or freeze cycles or any of these other things that I talked about, but because of where I've come from, I have a very poor habit of just always going on to the next thing and not really slowing down and enjoying the present moment, because the present moment was never safe. It was always a race to escape. Well, I don't have to escape anything anymore, which is just so crazy. And so I think that that's that freedom of like Sagittarius to explore, and then Capricorn to then embody. You're free to embody, to flow and ground. And I think that that is just huge. It's huge for me. I know my husband's experiencing it in his own way with his Sagittarius and Capricorn placements. I see it happening in the collective, on top of a lot of other crazy things. So while everything seems doom and gloom, always remember to be in the present moment with a human connection. Because you never know where it'll be. Who would have thought that conversation at the fucking bowling alley would lead to this? This is magic. And both of us are sharing our art with the world, and it's healing the world. And I think it's reminding us that we have more power than the news likes us to believe. And I do believe that we have a bright future, and so I hope you all lean into that by supporting your local artists and tapping into the heart, the feeling, the emotion of your day-to-day. You know, family is more important than work, than money, than anything. You know, I do a lot of the things that I do for free. Like, just I don't know if people really understand that. Of course, we all dream of making money for this life, but there's so many dreams I could talk about with money, and then at the end of the day, I guess it doesn't even really matter if I get to do that or not, as long as I'm at least doing it to whatever capacity I'm available, and understanding that the smaller moments, the smaller impacts, who knew, they actually do matter more. They tell you that in so many different proverbs. Like, you just keep looking for those answers, and it's just over and over and over again the same message: live, love, laugh. So anyway, I am going to get set up. I'm going to have you guys watch the video with me. I haven't watched the video yet. I just know the premise with the children and them jamming out. And oh my gosh, sorry, I don't want to get this wrong while I'm fumbling over my words. Wind Swept World. Okay, it's Wind Swept World by Freaky Wilderness. We're gonna watch their video release. So you can stream the song on Bandcamp and Spotify, Apple Music, all the fucking things. I think there might be a live performance on YouTube. Excuse me. Go check that out. That would be phenomenal. They have some of the best live performances I've seen. So love it. And okay, did I say everything? I think I did. Okay, so stay tuned. We're gonna be watching the video.